Alright, so making this video is just a lot of, I start to realize not many people really understand about new houses and old houses, right? And the only way that I could get you thinking about, and I understand you guys are wondering why my channel is Lynn the Builder and I never talk about any building stuff, and I you know, this is like I need to get into to discuss about. The only way that I can make you guys understood why that a new house is bad with an old house is I'm gonna do it as a mobile phone. Okay, right now we have iPhone, what, 13 or 14? No, actually, no, hang on. I have to cut it back down, all the way down. Let's talk about Samsung Galaxy, all right? I don't know what we have right now. Samsung Galaxy 13, 14, or 15, or 16, something around there, right? Whatever that gets Samsung Galaxy, right? It's the phone back in the days, right? Brick phone, right? What is the difference between the brick phone that we have black and white screen to compare to right now? Obviously, you have a smartphone, you can access internet, you can do X, Y, and Z, you know, on the phone. The only reason why you changed the phone is the phone got slower because of the new firmware update. The battery is drained too much, and that's why you know, you're obliged to get another phone, right? I'm not blaming you for it. It's called consumerism, right? And obviously the old brick phone, black and white screen, the battery's not too well. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna change that battery. It's replaceable, the battery. That's the way how it is. And as I mentioned about Samsung, right? I mentioned about Samsung. What is this? Galaxy. What is it right now? S14. I don't know what it is. You guys don't correct me, all right? But I remember when I have like a Samsung S3 or a Samsung S5. My battery is dying out. What I'll do, I just take I just buy a new battery, and it's a replaceable battery. Boom. You got to think the same way as a new house and an old house. Now, a new house, of course, is smart. It has, ambient box. It has air conditioning, I think you guys call it centralized heating or air conditioning. Everything looks minimalist, updated, new, based on today's current market. Now, especially those apartments or the houses, the build of the houses are very fast. Not like back then. They don't have the tools that we have, for example, a nail gun, or perhaps the design or X, Y, and Z. Back in the days, it was like a very, 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 hand and nail and on a hammer, getting all this hammer in. What is the difference between that? All right, I'll tell you this, right? Nowadays, they use pine wood to build houses, right? The wood is it's very soft wood, right? So they can put plaster wood, single brick, this and that, blah, 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 blah. An old house is built to make for last. So they spend more time on the build. You can say whatever the culture that built the house, maybe in your country, whatever. I only speak to Melbourne because, we only got less than 300 year history, all right? I'm not going to complain about that. We've got the Italians, the Greeks, the Pommies, the Jewish, or whatever you guys name it. They build quality houses. Houses, maybe outside, it looks ugly, it looks worn down, but it's been standing there for the last, I don't know, 50 plus, 70, whatever. It still lasts. That's why people still want to buy houses like Ivanhoe or Turak, or I don't know, old suburbs. You guys understand what I'm saying? Like Brunswick, or those houses run down, but they're still maintaining very strong. After that 70, 80 years, they showing a bit of wear and tear from outside, a bit of crack, this and that. New houses nowadays. I remember I helped my family member to she bought a land and now has to build a house. I remember when I moved in, when the house has been finished, there was no crack. Within 3 months, I see cracks already inside the house. There's movement because concrete slab is being laid, maybe 7 days or 2 weeks, and they quickly lay the bricks up and the frames up. The frames were like truss frames. Is like it comes like a big piece, like a Lego piece. Like a frame piece, and all you need to do just lay on the concrete and then level up, and then nails, bang, bang, bang. Like what I mentioned, the brick, like, you know, back then you lay one by one timber. Now you lay the whole piece, like, you know, jigsaw puzzle straight away, right, to build a house. And obviously softwood. Now, back in the days, the wood that they use is very hard. It can be very, very hard, solid wood, where termites like to eat. Obviously, in his upper hand for newest timber, where termites doesn't like to eat this softwood. They like to eat this hardwood, like these old ancient dinosaur trees that they used back then. They cut it down. All right, the older side they use this sort of timber. Even when you use a nail gun, you hit it through that timber, it will probably get quarter of the nail or half the nail in. That's how strong it is. So back in the days, what you need to do, you have to drill in the hole, then you have to nail, hit the nail in. That's what they do. Even nowadays, that's how it works. The nail guns are not that powerful enough to get it in. So that's why I explained to that. And you know, the bricks and mortar, everything like that was not like rapidly being built, like to produce, like what it is nowadays. So that's why I said it's like that level, right? That level of building. So that's why I said, you know, it's a high quality. It was made to last. As I mentioned to you guys, the the concrete slab has been laid, right, and maybe 2 or within a month they lay the frames, or perhaps the the bricks on top. There's a back in the days, they follow very strict guideline. The concrete slab has to be cured, I believe it's 200 something days to get up to 92% solidified, solid concrete slab, right? That's what I mentioned to you, the house that my family member had asked Metricon to build the house. I see crackers on the ceiling corners. I've seen the skirting has cracked already, and from the joints. It's not supposed to be like that, right? And obviously nowadays technology is a lot fast, efficient. So the houses nowadays is fast built. It's not slow built. So it's like me saying to you, fast food and slow cooked food, right? Of course, fast food, they make it quicker, whatever, how it is, more tastier, this and that, try to cheat it up, this and that, blah, 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 blah. But a slow cooked food, it takes time, in the natural form of, let's just say lamb shank, that has to be, what is that word? I can't say, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, you make sure when you cut that bone out of, you can pretty much have that fork and you can scrape that meat out just very softly from a hard muscle meat, right? Whatever how it is. So when you have like that, that's why I can tell you right now, I don't like new houses, because it's not made to last long. That's what I'm trying to say. Old houses, yeah, outside looks dirty, inside, of course, it's old. It's been built by the 20s, the 30s. Of course, the kitchen is old. Of course, they used the crappiest carpet, and this carpet, it can be changed. You can always renew inside, right? Even if you have an old house, a new house, even after 10 years, it's going to be outdated, X, Y, and Z. So that's why I said the whole house values more than a new house, and that's the end of the story. Even if there's an earthquake, whatever, of course there's going to be crack. I'm not going to mention about earthquakes, but it is what it is, right? So yeah, that's about it. That's the video of the day. Whew.